Hello Gemini, welcome to my channel, The Mother Speaks Tarot. My name is Allison. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I just made it to 1,000 subscribers. I'm so excited. I can post now, I could go live. And it's a huge milestone in every YouTuber's career, and so I'm just very grateful to have made it. Yay! Thank you all so much. I will thank you with every single video that I ever make, because I know without you this channel wouldn't be what it is. Okay, so again, we've got spring going on here for your prosperity visual. I've got the ladybug back out, if you don't know what I mean. I'm going to have something here that whenever you see it, it brings the vibration of prosperity and abundance to you. So go ahead and look up the totem for the ladybug, and you'll see why I've got it out. I hope you all had a great St. Patrick's Day, and it's spring now, yay! Which is why we have this spring situation still going on here. I really love this new tarot that I got, so I'm still using it this week. The Forest of Enchantment Tarot by Linnea Weatherstone and Marela Allwood. It's about the European forests that there's so many fairy tales and stories about. Please forgive my nails. I did some dishes. They got chipped. So I'm going to be using this deck. I will be using, I read the whole book, but if I have to, I'll use the book. And at the end, we'll be doing the Oracle of the Fairies again by Karen Kay and artwork by Ginger Kelly. They're absolutely beautiful. And this week, I'm going to also pull a card from the Botanical Inspirations deck for the flowers, because it's spring this week. Yay! This is by Lynn Araujo. And the artist, the illustrator is Pierre Joseph Redoute. I think that's how you say it, Redoute. He painted for Marie Antoinette to decorate the walls of her chateau, and then later Empress Josephine, Napoleon and Josephine, Empress Josephine, invited him to paint her flowers at the Chateau de Malmaison. So this is, he lived between 1759 and 1840. So this is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful deck that I really, really, really love. Also, if I need to clarify the tarot themselves with tarot, I will use my Rider tarot deck. For those of you who don't know, I'm also an author. I'm writing an action-adventure love story on superhero twin flames. It's called Perception, the Two Yet One. This is book 1. I read book 1 aloud live on Facebook, and I've uploaded all of those videos here to YouTube for you to enjoy. If you've already read book 1 or watched all those videos, book 2 is already available. These absolutely beautiful, very well made, very high quality paperbacks are available on Kindle Direct Publishing. They are $15.99 each plus shipping. If you have Amazon Prime, your shipping will be free. So thank you to those folks who bought my books. Pardon me. I do know when people buy my books, and thank you for those of you who recently bought books. I feel confident that you will enjoy them, and I hope that you tell your friends about them. Okay, so once again, thank you for subscribing. Hit the like button, that really helps me a lot. Sharing, all of that would be great. So, okay, let's begin. As a reader, I read minor arcana as messages about your free will, and major arcana as messages about your divine blueprint, which is the plan that you created for your life. Okay, so what you do is you plan to face certain situations where you learn lessons, and when those lessons are learned, they raise the vibration of your soul, and as you go doing that lifetime after lifetime, you are eventually able to reach enlightenment. So we're dealing with a sort of destiny, but not really, because free will changes everything. The only times something would be not changeable is if the Wheel of Fortune appeared, and I don't have that in this particular spread today. So let's start here in the middle. And so these cards don't have reverse meanings, so I'm going to read them as energy, whether they're manifested fully or not. And this is a not fully manifested energy, okay? It's upside down. This is the Three of Visions, which would be the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups can mean so many things. It can mean marriage, reunion, reconciliation, partying, hanging out with your friends. It can, for some people, it means gossip. But to me, for me, the Three of Cups will mean reunion, or it means marriage. It means a celebration from emotion. So anything that comes from emotion, like a marriage or a birth or an anniversary, or anything that you want to, a celebration of something that's an emotional manifestation. Okay, now because it's upside down, I feel like this reunion or party or whatever, this is, yeah, I get this a lot for when you're going to party and hang out with people. Either you missed a party recently, or you are not going to be reunited with someone, or you're not planning on going to a party, or you're in the midst of planning one, because it's not fully manifested. Okay, so I kind of feel like for some of you this is a reunion card. You have not reunited with someone in particular, but I also feel like either some of you missed a party, or you're beginning to plan a party, or there's one tonight or something and you're not going. Okay, and the energy that's directly affecting this middle energy here is the Eight of Spells. And what this is, spells are wands. That's fire energy. So, oh, I'm sorry, Visions is cup energy, which is Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. It's also intuition, but it's a lot about love. But to me, this is a feel-good energy rather than so much in love. If this came up in what was clearly a love reading, I would say this would be a reunion or a marriage or a wedding, but yeah, this is all about emotion. This is, I just kind of feel like this is about partying or a celebration. You're going to get a message about it, okay? So if the party is tonight and you're not planning on going, somebody might be sending you a series of texts or something going, hey, come on, no, come down, we want to see you. Or because they're going to be very passionate messages. They're going to come in very quickly. This is quick movement, okay? This is, and most of the time it's communication. In case you didn't hear in the beginning, I'm sorry about my nails being chipped. I did some dishes and it chipped my nail polish. So I just feel like these are going to be some pretty, I just heard heated. Maybe somebody's going to be heated that you're not there. Maybe you're going to send some messages that you're not interested in this party for a specific reason, or you won't be reuniting with someone for a specific reason. You know what I mean? Let's see what else we get here. This is the energy that is at the root of it all. And here we have the Fool. This is the White Heart. This is the beginning of the major arcana. So this is there may be a new beginning that is beginning to manifest for you. Okay, there's like, if you are thinking about reunion with someone, it's possible that it's manifesting right now. However, I feel like for a lot of you, there was a new beginning or a leap of faith, mostly a leap of faith that you didn't take. And I think it has something to do with this party or celebration. You probably could have gone, but you didn't take that leap of faith. And so you're probably going to get some messages about it. This is the energy that is moving out of your life at this time. This is the Keeper of Boons, okay? So he's the King of Pentacles, okay? This is earth energy, okay? Cancer, not Cancer, that's Okay, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. I meant to say Capricorn when I said Cancer. So you can see right here that this is this is the king of coins, the king of pentacles, okay? So this is a mature fatherly person who can be very nurturing. They're very grounded and loving. This doesn't have to be a man, but this is a fatherly energy where, you know, they've got everything. But you see how jovial he is? He's also very happy. He's so kind that he can make friends with a badger. And I don't know if you know, but badgers are pretty cranky. So he is a really high vibrational energy. He's surrounded by, look at all these crystals. I don't know if you know about crystals, but crystals, they vibrate at a certain vibration, and they vibrate with along with different areas of our body. So if a part of your body is not vibrating correctly and you take the correct stone and put it next to that area that's not vibrating correctly, the stone corrects your body's vibration. That's why they're good for the body and stuff, and that's why he's so happy. Okay? So this is an energy that's moving out of your life at this time. You may have had a mature, possibly very well off friend or parent in your life that was either taking some sort of large role in your life or was helping you out perhaps. Maybe you were confiding in them, okay? Now, the next two cards for me as a reader are future cards. And the first feature card that we have here is the Five of Spells, and spells is fire energy, wand energy. And this is all about practice. Practice makes perfect. In my other decks, this is the Five of Staffs or Five of Wands, okay? And every time I get that, I always say this is a conflict, but you're better for it at the end of it because it's like sparring. Or when you're sparring, you're not really, nobody really has a beef. They're just sparring to get better at their craft, at their sport, right? So that's what these young magicians are doing, okay? This is practicing, and they're practicing turning each other into frogs and back again. And as this young man here that cracks me up, kind of, this energy is not always pretty, okay? It's not always pretty when you're practicing because you're practicing. You're not doing it perfectly. You have to practice before. And look at this guy up here. He's been turned into a frog already. Now maybe he has to wait his turn or something. I don't know. But this is a funny card for me. But yeah, you're going to be practicing something. And 5 is also the number of change. So this is going to be a big change. Okay, you may be having to practice what you preach. You may be having to practice a new life skill. You may be having to practice an old skill that you've had to make it better. Okay. Now, the next energy that we have in your future section is the fairy wind in the reverse. Okay, so this is the manifesting energy of the chariot. Okay. The chariot, like the fairy wind, moves forward. It does not move backwards. There's no really stopping the chariot. In the old days, the chariots were the tanks of the army. Now, you didn't stop them. They didn't go in reverse. They rolled over your ass. So now the story about the fairy wind is back in the old days, if you were in the forest and you heard a certain wind in the tops of the trees coming, and then you started to smell certain scents, you would know that the fae were coming, that the fairies were traveling, and that was called the fairy wind. Some people would be able to see the fairies, other people would just simply feel them go by. Those who could see them would feel caught up with them. They would feel magnetized to them. They wanted to go with them. They wanted to see what the fairies would see. So sometimes if you didn't get out of the way of the fairy wind, you got swept up into it and nobody ever saw you again. Because you're like, I gotta go with them, and then you're gone. You go with them. So this is victory, though, because this is charging ahead, and their existence is higher vibration. So if you were charging ahead into a victory with the fairies. You know, that would be a huge change in your life, very pivotal. This can also be a Cancer. I was saying Capricorn and I said Cancer. Okay, so now I feel very strongly that for some of you, this is a Cancer that is manifesting into your life, and those are, you know, Cancers are really awesome. They're very home oriented. They seem tough on the outside, but they're just soft and sweet on the inside. That's what the Cancers are. Oh, that brought out the cute way of talking out of me. Okay, so, but actually I just feel like there is going to be a huge victory. And it's going to come from this practice makes perfect. You see what I'm saying? Because when you're a magician, once you learn how to turn yourself and others into a frog and back again, then guess what? Then this is, boom, then you can charge forward. You can go out into the world and change anybody into a frog if you need to, or you know what, or if you, you know what I mean? That's a victory. That's when you can move forward. But I think there's going to be something more, because this went straight up from minor arcana to major. Okay, so this victory here is very important for your divine blueprint. That and this this upside down white heart. This is where you follow your heart. You know, perhaps you didn't. Okay, so these two are the strongest messages for your divine blueprint so far. Okay, and now here we've got your hopes, which is the huntsman. Okay, so this is another major arcana card. Your hopes are a huge, this way that you're feeling right now is a huge part of your divine blueprint. Okay, and so the huntsman is actually justice. This is the Libra card. This is balance. This is beginnings and endings. This is karma, okay? Things that are right, the truth, okay? What the huntsman does is, yes, he hunts, but he's also kind of an equalizer. See how his hand is on the doe? It's because he understands that when he goes hunting, he should not kill mothers, especially does with fawns. Because if they can't raise their fawns, then that means less deer, grown-up deer for him to shoot later on. It's a balance that he takes care of. You know, if he finds an abandoned baby animal, he's going to nurse it, and then he's going to release it. So as much as he takes life in order to eat, to do what he needs to do, he also gives life. Because he has integrity, he has compassion. He is not just a cold killer. He goes into the forest and saves who and what he can. It wouldn't be just animals. If there was a person that needed help, this huntsman would help them as well. So this is justice, beginnings and endings, and this is what you're hoping for. You're hoping for justice, or you're hoping for something to even out. Okay, so here is your current state of being. Okay, now this is the child of challenges. Challenges are swords. So let's see here. You've got boons, earth. You've got challenges, air. You've got spells, fire, and you've got vision, the three of visions. So okay, so you've got at least one for all of the elements. So you are using all the energy available to you. Now this child represents the page. So I'm going to go ahead and just look up what she's meaning here. Cleverness, quickness of mind, ability to focus, love of learning, fondness for study, good in an emergency, and honest. Okay, so that's what you are right now. As an air sign, this is swords, so that, of course, you're very honest, you're very truthful. This is what you are being right now. Okay, it's a very youthful energy as well. So no matter how old you are, you're in a youthful mindset. Now this is the energy that is in your fear section, and this is the Five of Visions, okay? So you've got 2 5s now, okay? 5s. 2 5s. So you might want to go ahead and look up angel number 55. Now this is the 5 of Cups, okay? So the cups are emotion, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, those are the signs, but this represents intuition and emotion. But I don't know how many of you are familiar with the story of the princess and her golden ball and the frog prince, okay? Because there's different frog prince stories. In this particular one, this princess has been given a golden ball, and it's her favorite toy in the whole world, and she's outside playing with it, and she drops it into this very deep, deep pool, and she is, you know, sad because she knows that she can't get it. She probably doesn't know how to swim, and it's really, really deep, probably too deep for a human to go anyway, and so she's crying. This is, as the 5 of Cups, this is the grieving card. Most of the time you'll see a figure grieving over the 3 of Cups that they've knocked over, and then all that's left is the 2 of Cups, but they don't notice that those are the 2 best cups. They don't notice that they still have this this blessing, okay? And saying that reminds me that at the heart of everything, you've got the 3 of Cups, and they are upside down. This is the 3 of Visions, which is the 3 of Cups, and since it's upside down, that would portray empty cups, upside down cups, right? So you start out with this 3 of Cups in the middle, and possibly some messages about that. And here in your fear section, you're afraid of mourning over it, you know, of grieving over possibly not going to this celebration, or there is some sort of loss that you've had, okay? But the moral of the story for the 5 of Cups is that the person doesn't notice the 2 of Cups behind them. But what this story says is that this girl thinks that this is the worst day ever because she just lost her golden ball. What she doesn't know is that this is the frog prince, who knows that all he's got to do is dive in there, pick up her ball, and give it back to her, and she'll probably give him a kiss, and he'll become a frog prince, and hopefully she'll fall in love with him, and then there's the 2 of Cups. Okay? So as a fear, I think that you're afraid that you're going to have to go through some really, some bad anxiety or some bad pain or grieving before you finally get to a place of joy and happiness, okay? But I just want you to know, though, that this grieving for this particular card is very fleeting, because while in the regular 5 of Cups, you kind of just have to snap out of it or realize, turn around and realize you've still got the 2 of Cups. This is saying that he's just about to jump down. He's going to get it. He's going to give it back to her. She's going to be like, because in the story she does, she gives him a kiss and he becomes a handsome prince and they fall in love. And so her state of grieving is probably about, I don't know, 5 minutes. So just think about this. This is something for you to meditate on, I just heard. Okay, so now what we have here at the end, the outcome, the probable outcome, is fear. There's something that is that you're just really afraid of. You don't want to look, you don't want to try, you don't want to move. These are magical vines that have begun to move in on her, and now she just doesn't know what to do, and so she's not going to do anything. She's so scared, she's just not going to do anything at all. And she's getting these little cuts and scrapes from this thing, so yeah, it's painful. She's got blood on her, but don't you think that if you just like took a great big breath and just forced your way out of there, you might end up with some big old cuts or whatever, but you could just, you know, get out of there, get out of the bush, you know, with some determination and a deep breath. Or, you know, maybe all she's got to do is say a prayer or something, and some magician or, you know, sorceress or somebody might come by and get rid of the Get rid of these rose bushes or whatever they are that are poking at her, okay? So you've got to understand that you're in this energy, okay? And I'm starting to feel like it's because of this. Don't be afraid to practice. Don't be afraid to fail. You see what I mean? A lot of people are afraid to practice because they don't want to fail. Not even a little bit. A lot of people think that failing speaks to who they are, like they should just never fail, when you have to understand that it takes lots of failure to get to, I mean, just think about people who learn how to play a musical instrument. They play a lot of off notes before they finally make it beautiful, and it, you know, and they get so good that it sings in people's hearts. You just, the thing is that you can't not do anything, or what's going to happen is that if she never does anything, she's going to be even more surrounded by thorns, and she will starve to death and die. Okay? So you've got to understand that you have to do something. You have to. And all it is doing some practice. Just know that practicing and screwing up a little bit so that you can get really good at what you're doing is nothing compared to just sitting there and dying. Okay? And the underlying energy here is that you just need some rest, Gemini. You probably need some peace of mind. Okay? I think what you need is a little bit of rest. That's what this is. This is the Four of Challenges, which is the Four of Swords. And that's when rest is required. This is when you are resting, perhaps. You could already be taking kind of a mental break. It could be that you need peace of mind. You just want peace of mind because you obviously don't have that here. Okay? And neither does this princess. When her ball is falling into the pond, she has no peace of mind whatsoever. This frog goes and gets it for her. Then she starts to have peace of mind, and then she realizes he's, you know, her soulmate. When they fall in love, then she's definitely going to have peace of mind, okay? But there's things that you've got to do, you know, to get that peace of mind. There's things that you got to do even to get to this tree to lay down and take a nap, okay? Now, you know, what if this magician over here, all he did was cried? You know, he would never learn how to turn himself back, or, you know, someone else. So there's nothing wrong with failure. You know, I don't even believe in failure. I believe in lessons learned, okay? And I believe that we should not expect ourselves to be perfect and do everything perfect, especially if it's for the first time, or if we're young and we've never done this or that before, and we just, you know, we're used to looking cool, or we're used to looking smart, and then we come across something that we know that we'll, you know, probably will struggle with just a little bit, and then we don't want to do it because we don't want our reputation or something to get changed. Like, what if everybody thinks you're the smartest person ever, and then you try something like this and then you fail the first couple of times, and everybody's like, you see, they're not perfect. But you know what? Don't let that get to your ego. Nobody's perfect. Don't try to be perfect. Don't try to, you know what I mean? You just, that's all ego. You just let it go. Just say, I don't have to, you know, I don't have to prove anything to anybody. And people will think what they want to think. That's something that you cannot control, is what people think. Thank you so much, fairies. Is there anything else? Okay. See, that's one of the things that's really hard for us all, is that we do try to control what others think about us by the way we act, you know? Like, if, you know, like, we don't even like consciously think of it. We'll be like unconsciously thinking, oh, I can't do that, I'll screw up, and then people will think that I'm not as smart as they think I am right now. And you know what? You can't live like that. That's not living. Transformation. See, you're going through a transformation. Like, this is a transformation. I mean, they're transforming themselves from frogs and back and forth. Oh my God, I'm such a dork. Well, okay, I'm not a dork. We don't want to talk down to ourselves. But hello, this has a lot to do with frogs. This has to do with it. Like, maybe what you got to do is you got to kiss a lot of frogs to finally get your prince. That could be one of the things. But, you know, this is all about transformation. Okay, these guys are being transformed from frogs and back again. He's going to be transformed from a frog back into a prince. Okay, so this is a heavy message that I'm seeing now, that you're being transformed from a frog into a prince or a princess. You know what I'm saying? And I don't mean to call you a frog like that's a bad thing or anything. I'm just saying that you're being transformed into something quite different, okay? So this fairy tells you to surrender to a transformation in your life that's happening for your highest good. Embrace your transformation. The best is yet to come. Okay, thank you so much, fairies. That was very, that explained a lot for me. That put a lot of stuff together for me. Precious time. The fairy of time wants you to experience every moment fully and to make the most of your precious time, being mindful not to waste others' time either. Okay, so I feel like this is what this is speaking to. You waste time when you do stuff like this. Now, you probably need a rest. Okay, you've got that under the deck. So you take a few breaths, you get your rest, and then take your hands down and figure out how to get out of there. You know what I'm saying? But don't waste too much time in this sadness. You know why? Because the chariot waits for no one. Okay? It will roll right by your ass. Okay, hidden depths. Something hidden is about to come to light, perhaps a secret or memory at the back of your mind. When we expose what's hidden, we can become free. Okay, so once again, this fear here, these two cards are crazy in this reading today. I'm crazy meaning the symbolism here is, wow, they're just, okay, so hidden depths. The story is that this golden ball is falling so deep, there's no way this princess can get it out. Okay, I mean, look at the colors in these. Holy moly, okay, this is about, this is definitely so much about this card. This is about, you are transforming. There are hidden depths going on. You don't know what's hidden. When you expose what's hidden, we can become free. When he exposes the fact that he's actually a prince, that's when we become free. Dang. Okay? You're transforming. You're the princess. You're going to become something so different from what you expected yourself to be, I'm feeling. Okay, so let's see. How much control do you have over this situation? I can gauge that by the number of major arcana to minor. And you've got the white heart, you've got the fairy wind, and you've got the huntsman. Okay, so that's 3 out of 10 cards. So that means that most of this is in your hands. This is very much within your hands. And there's something here. This card is extremely important. This is why they told me that this is something you should meditate on. Okay, all these messages about hidden depths, transformation, practice what you preach, being afraid. You know what I mean? Like, say, this is what I'm getting now. Say she didn't want to marry somebody. If she wasn't afraid, maybe she could dive into the water and save her own golden ball. How do we know she doesn't know how to swim? Maybe she's just afraid that she won't be able to dive so deep. And so, you know, being so afraid, she doesn't do anything. And so then the frog gets it for her. Now the chance to do for herself is over. And you know, there's a transformation, but it's not hers. Whoa, that's deep. Okay? So let's see what the flowers have to say for you, okay? Let's get a message from the flowers. Oh, okay. Alrighty. Ooh, the dahlia. Look at that. Oh, dignity. I thought it said it okay, a wise man has dignity without pride. A fool has pride without dignity. Confucius. Okay, so even this is talking to a card in here. This is the Fool. Okay, this is the Fool. This is upside down. So I just feel like the wise man or woman has dignity without pride is this. And this is you. Okay? Dignity without pride. Don't be walking around being prideful and being too proud of this, too proud of that. I don't think you do that. You know that? So, wow. A fool has pride without dignity. That is not you. This is not a fool. Do you see what I'm saying? Holy crap, Gemini. Boy, the symbolism going on in this reading, the connections, to me, it's miraculous the way this stuff works out. I mean, this is why I don't pull the oracle cards first. This is awesome how this works. So, all right, that's what I have for you at this time, Gemini. I really hope that helped, and I'll see you next time.